by saying this has been a fabulous place to work, amongst not only teachers of athletics and sports and health services and all kinds of things, but also, you know, keeping the liberal arts alive and the humanities alive, to me, is a really important part of this place. And I feel like I've had a little bit of a chance to be a part of that as well. And I feel honored to be here today, after working here as a music teacher for so long now. And I'd be remiss not to thank, of course, my department, VAPA, Visual and Performing Arts, and Martin Schell, its current chairperson, who's been my colleague for quite a long time. My other colleague in the music program full-time, Alex Ludwig, and all the other VAPA professors who I've worked with. We have quite a few new ones there, and also some who have just recently retired. Of course, I'd be remiss not to mention Ron Maggio, our former department chair, and Cynthia Nazaro, who was our dance teacher, who actually hired me to work in this building as a dance accompanist 28 years ago. And that's how I began, just as a piano player. And that's how it will end. That's what I'm going to do next. And of course, I should thank you, of course, the administrative side of things, and Ann Herzog, and Martha Popkin, and Dr. Cooper, and so many others who've made an impression on me. The staff themselves, who I see just walking through the campus. You know, it's deeply connected to me, so I'll miss it. But I'm looking forward to a change of plan at this point, so thank you so much.
I grew up on this campus. I swam in the lake. I played in the old field house. I swam in this pool right under here where you're all standing. Probably only a few of us have. It was nirvana for a kid like me. Where else could a kid grow up and actually meet people who lived in my encyclopedia? Aldous Huxley, for example. I mean, he came to my house to have dinner on the night of the first Kennedy-Nixon debate. My house, Kennedy-Nixon, ridiculous. I saw teaching as like living in a giant golden corral, an intellectual golden corral, where you could eat all you wanted, as much as you wanted, hang out with people who knew stuff that you didn't know, and it seemed like the best place on earth to work. And after I left Nebraska, I got a job here. Because I was curious about everything, I wanted to learn about things that I didn't know. So I made friends with, oh God, people who knew stuff that I didn't know very well at all, people in the humanities like Becky and Dennis and Justine. I hung out with them in writing, and it was just delicious. I made friends with people in the math and physics department, and invited to join their physics reading group, which was equally delicious. The PE people, God bless you, all of you who've taken me in as one of you, even though it's been so many years since I had a baseball in anger. This past fall, on the first day of school, I fell deeply in love with Bob Gruber and James O'Brien, and we've had lunch every Wednesday and talked about all sorts of things under the sun and out of the sun, from the quantum level to the cosmological level, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Springfield College has been my home since I came here. I loved teaching. I still love teaching. I am a product of the generosity of a lot of people, a lot of individuals. I originally come from Malawi. So the idea that I would be a college professor at an institution of learning like Springfield College was not even on my radar screen. It was just impossible, so to speak. But through the vision of other individuals, especially the Peace Corps program, there was the volunteers from England. They came over to countries like Malawi, and they found little girls like me that had a passion for science, for mathematics, and they encouraged us to do that. Who knew that I would be someone who fell in love with an area such as mathematics and statistics.
So the journey of 21 years as International Center Director began on a Friday in July of 1983. The administrative associate told me that I would be directing the Japanese YMCA health fitness program, and that 20 students were arriving next Monday. Welcome to Springfield College. We worked with degree-seeking candidates, exchange visitors, special Venezuela Sport Institute exchanges, and developed a master's degree program which we delivered in Hong Kong. We also had the opportunity to help build bridges around the world with the travel of SC faculty, coaches, and teams. Then in 2004, I was invited to join the SMRT department, and I thought that would be a great way to spend my last 3 years at the college. That was 15 years ago. Colleagues in that department have become family. I have sincerely appreciated the collegiality, solidarity, and friendship with many individuals on this campus, including significant relationships with administrative associates, campus security officers, athletics, student athletes, development, multicultural, career services, alumni, cycling, and last but not least, my racquetball friends. My first speech in Spanish was after a 1-month program in a Peace Corps training camp in Puerto Rico, when I, as the worst speaker in camp, was chosen to give a goodbye speech to one of our instructors from Guatemala. She had to go home for surgery. I put together 5 sentences and concluded with the following last sentence. Este no es un adiós, sino una hasta luego. This isn't goodbye, but rather an until later. Thank you and continued best wishes.
I would like to thank all of you, all the people I've worked with, people who have helped me with various things, including IT people when I needed help or I needed a problem to be solved. Over the years, I think people here at Springfield College are absolutely wonderful, and I applaud you all. There couldn't be a better group of people to work with. Over the years, I worked closely with colleagues in HPER on theses and dissertations, and I enjoyed my colleagues tremendously. I learned a lot about their discipline. Maybe I have to say for some of you that I'm a research methodologist, and I will teach research and statistics courses and supervise theses and dissertations, and therefore taught across programs, across departments. And that was for me very enriching. So when I worked with my students on their thesis, on their research, in proposal class mostly, I always would say that I learned from them. Certainly the content matter. That they know the subject matter, which I didn't know or knew a little bit. I knew how to design research, how to analyze data, how to write it up correctly, how to think logically, and reason appropriately. And I tried to convey that, being the supporter, the helper, and assist them as much as I could. But certainly it was enriching for me, that whole enterprise.
And since I arrived here 52 years ago, actually it was more than that, 4 years of undergrad and 2 years for my master's degree, I have aspired to be the things that the humanics philosophy represents. That whole person, spirit, mind, and body. This had one of my favorite tableaus. Ted Shawn also had a tableau of sorts, and Coach Judd and Ted Shawn had an office together, so we have some more wonderful history. Ted Shawn is the father of modern dance in the United States, so they were very good friends. Ted Shawn taught here for a year. There's so much wonderful heritage and history, and there's such a wonderful future right here, in this room, all of you. And you have so much to give to this college and to our students. And certainly the thing that's always made Springfield stand out is that, in fact, it is student-centered. And Seth Arsenian, the first humanics professor, which the president also mentioned in her talk with us, State of the College talk, when he became a humanics professor, he went to all the colleges and universities in New England. And he asked in each and every one of them, he asked, now, he'd go up to students, what's your philosophy of this college? What's your mission? They didn't know. He'd go to faculty. No one could tell him. He went to staff. No one could tell him. He said, I came back, I stepped on the Springfield campus, I said to the first student I saw, what is your philosophy? What is your mission? Humanics, the whole person, spirit, mind, and body. And so we have that unique heritage that sometimes I think we forget that makes us different. We have a niche. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm passing the torch on to all of you to keep this place alive and vital.